Hello and welcome back to Graveyard Keeper. And we have done the sermon, or just finished in the last episode. And we just left the church from when we did it. And we are mostly just waiting for, one could say, the day to tick over and become a different day, also known as the next day. And the reason we needed to be a new day is because the next day is a day where we will be able to turn in a quest, which has to do with the frogs. One thing I believe we should try to do while we wait is see if we can pick up as many different things that we haven't researched at all. And go over to the church and research as much as possible. We have 172 faith, which means that we need to start using that faith. Now, one thing I would love to do is to not get as much red points as I am, but at the same time I'm not surprised in the slightest. We did get a bit of green there. Yeah, most of the stuff we get is actually just a bunch of red, because I don't know, I think there's way more red points than probably any other points there are to get. Of course, I might be wrong. There might be some balance to it, but I think there is a lot more red and green. I think it's more red than green, and it's more green than blue. So it's basically red is the most common one, green is the second commonest one, and blue is rare. Well, got a bunch of green. Nice. So what we need to do with all of this is to actually see if we can. We haven't researched the tools, though we do not have, and I repeat, enough paper. Though I didn't repeat it, but still, you know what I mean. And nope. And there is some space. Let's make 20 paper. And we should be able to make this before the day is over. It just more or less just changed day, if I'm not wrong. So what we need to do once we have done this is to run off to the tavern, or Radrek's tavern, not our tavern, because that is not the one we need to go to. Oh my god, yeah, it's taking quite some time. Oops, did not mean to completely remove it from there, but whatever. Pick that one up and let's study the tools we have, and we will get a massive amount of red points. Let's destroy this one, yes, and this one, mostly because I don't need it. And let's ignore the rest and continue on. I have 137, I'm still above 100. So we're still in triple digits, despite using like 40-ish something of them. Which is not a bad spending spree, but still not close to getting rid of it. Let's see, can we very quickly get rid of this annoying debuff? Thank you, and oh, I'm so refreshed. Yes, every single time we have to remind ourselves, as Snake said, how refreshed we are. Let's see, almost there. We have the frogs. Give the frogs. Take the perfume. About the vampire. Jane, could you tell me a bit about that vampire? No, I couldn't. I won't say another word until Horadric apologizes for his disgusting behavior. Okay, I'll ask him. About apologizing to Jane. Horadric, Jane asked you to say sorry for your... Me? Say I'm sorry? I found my wife's lover in my own bedroom, and it's me who has to say he's sorry? Just picture it. He looked right at me and then jumped through the window. And now she's insisting that she was merely sleeping, and this fellow was a common vampire. Maybe she could be right. Go to her and inform her that I demand an explanation. Back and forth, back and forth. Yeah. Ask for an explanation. Horadric demands an explanation. What? An explanation? Go ask him why he was returning home after midnight that day. ... Listen, I'm sorry about your family troubles, but do you have anything useful to tell me? I don't know anything, I was asleep. Very well then, have a good day. Wait, the astrologer knows a thing or two about vampires. He says he was once attacked by vampires about 30 years ago. So, if we then talk to you, since we have the perfume, boom, here you go, a vial of perfume. Ah, let me kiss you. I am so happy. Haha. And yeah, I think I'll wear it to my concert at the Royal Palace. Finally, I will reach the pinnacle of my career. So many things still remain to be prepared. By my sins, you are so sweet to me. Maybe you can help me a little bit more. I need a romantic story for the opening of the concert. Maybe you will think of something. I'm a bad writer myself, and I don't want something trivial. I think I know where I can get a good story for you. Oh, you're the kind of man I could fall in love with. Basically contracting others to do stuff for him. And not necessarily paying all the time either. Ask for a story. Good wine is my friend. Here's the story. So, the question is, what level of story does she need? Get a gold star love story. So that would mean have a great story. Yeah, we need a gold star. We do have a few of them laying around, but I'm not sure how keen I am on giving one away. Just wham, like that. But whatever. We do have a few people to talk to about the vampire. Let's see if we can talk to them. About the vampire. I have some questions for you, child. About the vampire? Do you promise you won't laugh? My father, my uncle, all the neighbors, none of them believe me and just laugh. I promise I'll be serious. That night, my father and Uncle Miller were drinking Uncle's wheat whiskey. I was home alone and some man came through the window. At first I thought it was my drunk father. I even called him out, Dad, but he It was like he didn't hear me. Interesting, go on. In a flash, I knew it wasn't Dad, and I hid under my blanket, and he just went away. Wait, don't laugh. Everyone laughs at that part. Don't worry, at 15 years old, I would have been scared too. Thanks a lot, but I'm 22. Yeah, sometimes a baby face can be very good and useful, and other times very bad and not helpful at all. Anyway, did he... I need to go back and see what we can do. The next day is payout day for this. So if we can get one more going, that's something we actually do want to do. Here we go. That should pay off quite a lot. And we do have a few stories we can shove away, and not there, but rather in here. Yeah, we have quite a lot of silver star stories. We have 3 gold star ones, which isn't bad. It's actually quite good. And we are a little bit past halfway of the episode at this point. Question is, well, where do we go now? What do we do now? Now that we have we might want to get more. I think what I'm going to do is take all the apples from here, if nothing else, and once I have done that, I will see if there's anything else I need to do here, and if not, we should head off to the refugee camp. We should actually bring as much of this as possible. Apiary. Right. We could make more beehives, but at the same time, I'm not sure. We have quite a lot of honey as it is right now. Maybe later, I'm not sure. We'll see. Might be necessary later on, but yeah, as I said, we'll see. So, okay. That up there is actually not one of them. Okay, so it's basically predetermined. Can we actually make more of them, or is it one of those, oh, you can make one of them and that's it? It seems like that is the case. Yes. And we need to make one more tent, so we actually need a residential tent, which means 2 more silk and 4 sticks, and we should see if we can bring some peat as well. The transition actually from the refugee camp music-wise could be slightly better, but I could also see that being a thing that could take quite a lot longer than you can justify actually doing. So transitions are hard. Getting a really good transition, especially in those circumstances where it's not fixed, where the start point and end point is, it's more dynamic. That is really, really hard. So yeah, it's sort of like a looping something without knowing where the end is. You have a sort of a feel for where it is, but you don't actually have any exact measurement of where the end and the beginning is, so you can't tie them together properly. That's sort of what it is. Right. That's what I was going to do. 4 of them. We need 6 of these, and was it like 8 peat? I think. I think it was 8 peat. If not, whatever. Regardless, I don't actually have the happiness for it, so it doesn't really matter if I have the peat necessary for it, because technically can't do it anyway, so and here I go say that we don't really want to pick up more honey because we have way too much of it, and here I am picking up honey. Of course. I'm such a sweet guy, so that's why. Or maybe I'm not, and that's why. I'm such an unsweet guy, so I need a honey in my life. Yeah, that might be it. That might be it. And yeah, we need quite a lot more refugee happiness, which we don't actually have at the moment. And to be honest, I don't actually want to do the bed, because it might be one of those things, one of those quirks that it will give us that as a quest later on. However, if we do it before we actually get to that part of the quest, we bug the quest line. And if I can avoid doing that, I will avoid that, because they have fixed a lot. Like, I have to say, there's a lot of fixing that has been going into the game. But there has been a lot of issues with the quest lines that has been introduced, which is sort of inevitable, but same time also worrying, because you don't really want to take any unnecessary risks. Bring him a pile of components for battle. Yeah, we're going to have to run over to where... Who was it? Crestwold. Yeah, we have to go over to Crestwold and see what kind of components he's actually going to need. Because, yeah, we don't get that information in any other place than talking to him. So, yeah. But it's what it is. Hopefully he hasn't gone to sleep just yet. And there he is. Thankfully, he's still here. Assemble battle horseshoes and iron horns. Bring him a pile of components. Yeah, but a pile of components doesn't really say much. A pile of components doesn't say much at all. Anyway, let's go back. Sweet home. It's just like a special thing we can make. At least not there. Not there. No. 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 Let's see. Need combat equipment in the contraband box. Assemble and deliver battle horseshoes and the iron unicorn horns. And a magic pumpkin too. Okay. Now that's not really informative on what we actually need. I might have to wiki that one. Sadly. However, what we should do is end episode because the chime went off, or alarm, or whatever you want to call it. The notifier. That's what we can call it. We can call it a notifier because it notifies me when the episode is supposed to be finished. So let's sleep completely and save and say goodbye and end episode. And there we go. We have saved. I'm so refreshed, and pause. So that's that. And once again, thanks for watching. Goodbye, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.